Welcome back, guys. We are still working on this beautiful gown. Some days ago we learned how to draft and also how to cut this gown. And please, if you haven't seen the video of how to cut and how to draft this, please just make sure you watch it. I have the video here, and this one is going to be how to sew it, how to join all the pieces together and sew it. You can see the way I am rocking mine and it's looking beautiful on me. If you're interested to know how to sew this, just keep watching. Okay, now I have the pieces of the inner part. So I will be adding a lining to this my long inner gown because it's an open net. I'm going to go ahead and join all the down part than the upper part together, putting my turtleneck line. I have a tutorial on how to cut a perfect turtleneck here. You can go ahead and watch it. This inner long gown is not going to be stressful. It's just a simple basic gown. I'll add my lining to it because if I want to rock it separately without the outer gown, I'm going to rock it. Okay, it's an open net. If I didn't put it lining, I don't know how I'm going to be looking in this inner gown. Okay, so I'll just keep it aside and focus on the outer part. Now this is the outer gown, the short one, and you can see how the shape of our gown is looking. This is the front part. I'm going to go ahead and iron or gum stay to this. The reason I'm using a gum stay is because I ran out of hairstay. I do not have hairstay because if I have a hairstay, I would have used it. Please make sure you use a hairstay to your own. Iron a hairstay to your fabric and also your lining. But because I don't have a hairstay, I'm going to cut it short. I'll place my gum stay from the waistline down to the hemming part like you see here. This is a light gum stay. I will only iron it on the lining, not on the main fabric. Please, if you like the way I do my own, just follow my own style. But if you don't want it, hairstay will be, I just prefer hairstay. Okay, it will still give you the shape of this, of the way my own shape looks like. And you can see the way um the gum stay is relaxing on the lining. This is the lining, not the main fabric. I just cut gum stay from the waist down to the hemming part, and I will also do the same thing at the back of this lining of the gown. Okay, I will iron gum stay at the back of the lining of the gown. It will be only on the lining, not on the main fabric, and it's going to be looking like this. Okay, after ironing the gum stay, I'm going to turn it up. Now this is the back. I have turned the lining up with the main fabric, and you can see that it's looking so neat. The gum stay is inside this lining. Okay, I iron gum stay starting from the waist down to the hip part, sorry, down to the hemming part. I am done with the back for now. You can see it here. I'll just keep it aside. Now this is the front. I have also gone ahead to turn it up with the lining, and remember I have my gum stay inside the fabric. Okay, so this is how the shape is looking. The shape is just coming out. Remember the inner long gown, I added a lining to my own because I am making use of an open net. So now I'm going to go ahead and join the shoulder together. We all know how to join a shoulder, fabric to fabric, lining to lining. I'm joining the shoulder together. And if you watch my first video, you will notice that my lining is just came out. Is very visible because that is an open net. Had it been I'm using a normal fancy net, I wouldn't have added the lining. Now I'm going to go ahead and shape this gown, then cut out my sleeve for this. Okay, now remember the sleeve we are making use of is a pleated sleeve. It was pleated on the upper part a little bit. Then I have gone ahead to fold those fabric into two. That is, I have my two sleeve here. I'm going to go ahead and measure the length of the armhole length plus the pleating allowance. I have 4 inches for pleating allowance. Okay, if you know the way you cut out your sleeve, the way you make your puff sleeve, just go ahead and cut it out the length of the sleeve I'm making here, I'm using here, is just 12 inches, including the allowance. I'm just going to go ahead and cut my sleeve the way I normally cut it. I am not teaching, I'm not making a sleeve tutorial here. So if you know how to cut a sleeve, it's just a simple thing. Go ahead and cut your sleeve, but make sure you add allowance at the upper part. I'll just connect it like this. Then coming to the down part, I'll put down my round sleeve measurements plus my seam allowance. Now if you wanted to make the exact sleeve on that, the sleeve we are recreating, like the picture we are recreating, make sure you iron your gum stay, your light gum stay on the lining that you will use to turn this sleeve up. Iron your gum stay to it, iron a gum stay to it, please. It's important. If you iron your light gum stay to the lining of the sleeve, turn it up and pleat the upper part, it's going to give you the exact picture we are recreating. Okay, now after cutting, but I'm not making the exact sleeve, I just cut my own, turn it up with my lining. I just wanted a normal sleeve, I don't want my own sleeve to stand. Okay, after doing that, I'm going to notch the center part and notch the down part as well. Remember I said that I'm going to be turning my sleeve with the lining. I'm going to use this fabric to cut out for my lining, but before I do that, I'm going to show us how to pleat. This is how I normally pleat my own. I'll fold the one sleeve like this and get the midpoint. From the midpoint, I'll measure out the allowance I added. If it is 4 inches, I'm going to mark it here. Then I'm going to bring the place I mark the 4 inches and notch it. When I notch it, then while pleating, I will know where to start pleating and also where to end my pleat. Okay, so I'm going to do that, then fix my sleeve on the short gown and shape it. It's very simple. This tutorial is just a simple tutorial and it's not a long video. Okay, now remember that we have a belt. I have my long belt here and I have the length of 47, but it's not going to be enough for me. I'm going to add extra fabric to the down part, and the wideness I am making use of is 6 inches. When you fold 6 inches up, it's going to be 3 inches. I wanted my own belt to be a little bit wide. So guys, Mikado fabric will do a better justice to this gown, but I make use of doll face. Now I'm going to go ahead and run a stitch on top of this folded belt and get my belt. Now this is the inner long gown and you can see that I added the lining to it. If you watch my video, you will see that this lining is showing at the down part. In case if I wanted to rock it alone, I can be able to rock it. Now this is the short gown and here comes the end of our tutorial. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.